ever wondered why you had a vision? God gave you a vision. You've seen it clearly, and you know that this is what I'm supposed to run with. This is what I'm supposed to work with. But for some reasons, or sometimes you can't even explain. Things just seem to just go in different ways. Then you start asking yourself, did I really see clearly? Was I really in the right place? Was that really the right job for me? Did God really tell me to do this thing? Well, let's look at the book of Luke and look at the life of a very special woman in the Bible and pick some lessons from her. We're going to be looking at the book of Luke chapter 7 verse 37 to 39. 37 says, when a woman who had lived a sinful life in that town learned that Jesus was eating at the Pharisee's house, she brought an alabaster jar of perfume, and as she stood behind him at his feet weeping, she began to wet his feet with her tears. Then she wiped them with her hair, kissed them, and poured perfume on them. When the Pharisee who had invited him saw this, he said to himself, if this man were a prophet, he would know who is touching him and what kind of woman she is, that she is a sinner. Now let's look at this woman's actions. I've read this part of the Bible so many times. I've read it so many times. I've just glanced past it. But there was a book I was reading, The Mirror by T.B. Joshua, and it actually pointed out something very mind-blowing about this woman that I had never seen before, that I never thought about it in that way. It actually mentioned the woman as a person of vision. Actually, the first thing that got to me about this woman was her boldness. First, this woman was a sinner, just as the Pharisee had said. She was a prostitute, like a prostitute and a sinner. But she was so bold, and she had this boldness about her. Despite her being a prostitute, she came with, it takes courage for someone to look beyond them. She knows that I'm a sinner. She knows that I'm not even qualified. I'm not good enough. I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm not even worthy to be here. But she had that boldness to take that jar of alabaster oil, go to the feet of Jesus, pour the oil. She started weeping and wiping his feet with her hair. If I was the one, I don't think I would have such courage. Because knowing that I have sinned so much, I'm a sinner, I have sinned so much, it takes courage for one to do that. And that boldness is something that we should all replicate. And when you talk about her as a woman of vision, indeed she is really a woman with a vision. Because it takes for someone to see something and to act that, for that person to act that way. Because she didn't even care about the challenges that were in front of her. She didn't even care, what if I go there, this man turns me away? Or look at the kind of people that are here. Or look at this house. She was seeing something. She wasn't bothered about the challenges of she being a prostitute, or she being unqualified, or she being in this present situation right now, which is she being a prostitute. She didn't really care about it. She was just focused on her vision. She was just focused on what she wanted. She wasn't bothered about where she was coming from. She wasn't bothered about her past. What she was concerned about was where she was going to, what she had seen, what she wanted. And this has something to say about our vision not really being about, the vision God has given you. It has nothing to do with your past. It has nothing to do with if you are a sinner. It has nothing to do with how many sins you have accumulated in this life. It has nothing to do with whether you are qualified or not. God doesn't really care about all that. Once God gives you a vision, it is about your future. The vision is about the future. It's about where you are going, not actually where you are coming from. Where you are coming from doesn't really matter. Where you are coming from doesn't really count anymore. What really matters is the future and where you are headed. When I gave my life to Christ, I was just so happy that I was a Christian now. I was just so happy that I was loved and being loved by. I was enjoying being loved by Christ and all that, this newfound love I had found. I was just so in it. I was enjoying the presence of the Holy Spirit. I was enjoying fellowshipping with the Holy Spirit and just being there. It didn't even occur to me that You are from a Muslim home, or the challenges that might come up, or the challenges that will come up. I wasn't even thinking about all that. I wasn't even thinking about the problems that will come up, how was I going to solve it and all that. No. I was just so focused on what was in front of me. Even now, thinking, what was the vision of this woman? To be made whole. That was what she was seeing. Her vision was known only to her. She alone saw it and she alone went for it, which she demonstrated by her actions, what she did. I'm sure the Pharisees and everyone would have been wondering, what has a prostitute got to do with Jesus? Because they know that prostitutes run after their customers. But here was this woman running after Jesus, running after a holy man. That was what made all the difference. And Jesus saw her faith. Faith is the fuel that you need to run your vision. Faith is that push, that thing that will drive you, that thing that will keep on driving you to run that vision that God has given you. Because Jesus saw the faith of this woman and saw that this woman wanted to come to him. And how do you show your faith? How do you act on this your faith? This faith. How do you show your faith and how do you act on this faith? Is by looking at where you are going to. For being focused on the vision. Being focused does not mean that there will not be challenges. Yes, there will be challenges, just like the woman had in the Bible. She was not focused on her challenges. She was not focused on anything. She was acting by faith. Her faith is what brought her to the feet of Jesus. So let your faith also carry you through your vision. When you have faith, it will impact into you what you need. You have